Okay, yeah, welcome to this short video. This short video will be presenting a creative product, which is a poem derived from the topic the impacts of colonialism in Solomon Island in terms of socio-cultural and political influences. So as we move on, this creative product is it's about the stories of Solomon Islands, how they be influenced by colonial powers in the past up to these days. So let's just moving on to the poem. First of all, my name is Stephen Komabi, and my student ID number is S111389777, and the vocal leader is Penina Wakatabu. And the topic that we'll be going to talk about today is the impacts of colonialism in Solomon Island in terms of socio-cultural and political influences. These topics will be conveyed in the poem, and the poem is derived from this topic. So let us look at the stanza 1 of the topic of the poem. Okay, the stanza 1 of the poems reads like, in the heart of the Pacific, where the sun meets the sea, lies a chain of islands as beautiful as can be. Beneath this beauty lies a tale untold of colonizers and conquest and spirit of all. So as you can see there, during the past, there are many islands. The islands have the beauty of the islands, as you can see on the pictures there. It clearly shows how the ancestral people during the past days have to enjoy the beauty of their environment. Mountains, loggings, and now, there is no loggings, there is no minings, there is no such thing as wars or whatsoever. But people are just enjoy the beauty of the environment, the life that they have, the living that they are live in. Hence, there is a lies a tale untold, which is the impact of colonialism as we can see today. So this piece will explore the distinct approaches taken by colonial power and how they influence the socio-cultural and political system of the indigenous population to gain a deeper understanding of a lasting impact of colonization on the Solomon Islands as reflected by the poem. Moving on to stanza 2, it reads like, once a land of spirits where ancestors roam free, came ships with crosses. Across the vast sea, they brought them a book, a language unknown, and claimed the islands for a distant throne. Stories are passed down from my ancestors that Solomon Island once a land of spirits, where people roam free and enjoy the beauty of the environment, where they once lived. The Spanish, the British left a tale of untold to the cultural and political landscape of Solomon Islands, meaning that the Spanish focus on converting indigenous peoples to Christianity, while the British established a protectorate to implement policies of governance and control. These policies control the indigenous people of Solomon Island, while also exploiting the natural resources of the islands for economic gain. So that's what stanza 2 is trying to reflect. As you can see there on the pictures, it clearly reflects stances that I'm trying to portray here. During the past, as you can see on the first two pictures of the PowerPoint presentation, you can see how people are acting, wearing clothes. The canoes there, the money, red money there, those are the ancestral spirits that the poem has trying to convey. And as you can see down there, the ships have crosses from the vast sea. Two ships there during the colonial times. The ships that had come across there, as if you can see there, is the missionary ships, and the other one is the government ships, trying to teach or influence people, their languages, their religions, their influences, claiming the islands from a distant throne, and that the throne is the interest of the crown, and that is the Queen or King of England. Moving on to stanza 3, as if you can see there, the drum beat silence, the dances ceased. In churches and schools, their influence increased. First two pictures there portrays how people have been used to do dances. As if you can see on the first picture before, that dances are now ceased. Now people are wearing clothes like this. As you can see on the second picture there, people are now wearing clothes. Schooling, try to learn schools, learning English. The third picture there shows how missionaries are intervening and influence the attitudes. And as if you can see there, is in the canoe is the Bishop of Canterbury from England, the Church of England, coming to Solomon Islands to teach Anglican the religion. And the fourth picture conveys how peoples are being labeled, influenced by the foreign policies. And that fourth picture clearly shows how we are being treated. They treated us differently from the whites. Influences us, living all our ancestral way of life during the past. All these things are now ceased. Churches and schools, their influence is increased. According to stanza 4, it reads like, forests were felled, rivers ran red, leaving us with dread. Our leaders promised change, but were swayed by their greed. Our people suffered, while they continued to fed. So as if you can see there, colonialism had a profound impact on Solomon Islands. I could feel the sadness of how a World War II, which raged from 1942 to 1945, caused significant loss of life, devastation, and displacement among our indigenous people, just to influence the foreign policy and security among islanders. I feel sorry for them as a Solomon Islander. The battleground, as if you can see on the picture, was held in Godolkano and Tulagi. These war wrecks can be seen today, leaving their rust of iron on our souls reflected in the pictures there. And that's what the poem talks about. As if you can see there on the pictures down, people are crying, people are wandering, people are running away from their home, from their lands, people are dying. Just because colonial powers want to influence their foreign policy and security among Solomon Islanders. Furthermore, the impact of colonialism have influenced the key decisions that shape the nation's political landscape, reflected by this poem. For example, the Governor General of Solomon Islands represented the Queen. Why? Because the British will always want to influence their foreign policies into the domestic affairs of Solomon Islands. They still in control. Whatever decision they still has it. Why? We as Solomon Islanders, we do not need any representatives. Here, we need to be self-determination in our own domestic affairs. Hence, why should we have a Governor General? And from there, it further exacerbated issues as its new administration brings a distinct set of priorities and policies, rendering challenges that formulate and execute strategies for economic expansion and social welfare. For example, a geopolitical rivalry between the United States and China nowadays, as if you can see here in Solomon Islands happening right now. It undermines democracy, accountability, and development of Solomon Island, as well as the trust and cooperation among Solomon Islanders. Just because the influence of colonialism and post-colonialism, their interference resulted in a lack of stability, as we can see in right now. It hinders the abilities of the country to effectively utilize its resources, leading to patronage, corruption, and nepotism, as reflected there in the poem. By their greed, people are suffered while they continue to feed. Moving on to stanza 5, we stand at a crossroad between past and the future, carrying the scars of colonial culture. But we look ahead with hope in our eyes, for we are the children of the seas and the skies. So, this poem really clearly shows what I'm trying to convey here, which is the impact of colonialism in Solomon Islands and its influences in terms of socio-cultural and political. So we are the people are stand between the past and the future. We are living with the scars of colonial influences. Hence, we still look ahead, that we still have hope in our eyes. For we are Solomon Islanders. We are native Solomon Islanders. That's what stanza 5 talks about. And to conclude this stanza 5, it also reflects that our duty to honor their memory by preserving our culture, reconnecting our roots, and working towards a better future where the injustice of the past are never forgotten, simply means that it is the duty to honor our ancestors, to honor our forefathers' memories, preserving their culture, reconnecting our roots. That's what reflecting stanza 5 talks about. Therefore, together we can restore the pride and identity that was stolen from us and ensure that the sacrifice of our ancestors were not in vain. As a resolution for the topic that I have discussed here in the poem. So the poem really reflects how people are influences and its impacts on their lives. I hope if anyone watches this video will also learn more and will also contribute more to this topic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you.